Kargil is a city in the Kargil district of Ladakh in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. It is the second largest town in Ladakh after Leh. It is located 60 kilometers and 204 kilometers from Drass and Srinagar to the west respectively, 234 kilometers from Leh to the east, 240 kilometers from Padum to the southeast and 1047 kilometers from Delhi to the south. History. Present-day Kargil was not the natural capital of the region, or Purag as it was also known. Earlier, Purag consisted of a number of small but independent kingdoms, which included Chiktan, Fokar, Sot and the Suru Valley. These tiny principalities would often fight among themselves over petty issues. Gasho Father Khan, an exiled prince in the 9th century AD, is perhaps the first ruler who brought together all the territories under a united administration. Another sultan of Purag extended his kingdom to include Zanskapashkam and Sodh, pretty much the territory of the present Kargil district. He is referred to as the Purag Sultan. His capital was based at Karpaka in the Suru Valley. The other famous kings of Kargil were Boti Khan, Abdal Khan, Amrudshu, Sering Malik, Kunchok Sherabstan and Thi Sultan. It is said that it was the period of Ali Shah Khan Anshan, the famous ruler of Skardu, in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, which had a great influence on the area. This prince from Baltistan conquered most of the principalities of Purag and introduced Balti culture in the Kargil district. Subsequently, it was the Dogras who united Baltistan, Purag, Zanskar and present-day Leh district in the first half of the 19th century under a single administrative unit, which lasted till 1947 when a new line of control was demarcated between India and Pakistan dividing Skardu and Kargil. Before the partition of India in 1947, Kargil was part of the Baltistan district of Ladakh, a sparsely populated region with diverse linguistic, ethnic and religious groups, living in isolated valleys separated by some of the world's highest mountains. The First Kashmir War concluded with the Lok bisecting the Baltistan district, with the town and district of Kargil lying on the Indian side in the Ladakh subdivision of the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. At the end of Indo-Pakistani War of 1971, the two nations signed the Simla Agreement promising not to engage in armed conflict with respect to that boundary. In 1999 the area saw infiltration by Pakistani forces. They were repulsed by India in the Kargil War. The area that witnessed the infiltration and fighting is a 160 kilometers long stretch of ridges overlooking this only road linking Srinagar and Leh. The military outposts on the ridges above the highway were generally around 5,000 meters high, with a few as high as 5,485 meters. Geography. Kargil has an average elevation of 2,676 meters, and is situated along the banks of the Suru River. The town of Kargil is located 205 kilometers from Srinagar, facing the northern areas across the loch. Like other areas in the Himalayas, Kargil has a temperate climate. Summers are hot with cool nights while winters are long and chilly with temperatures often dropping to -48 degrees Celsius (32 degrees Celsius). Demographics. As per the 2011 census, the population in Kargil had grown by 20.18% to 143,388 people, with children under 6 years constituting 10% of the population. The male-to-female sex ratio was 1,000 to 776. Population density 10 persons per square kilometer. Kargil had an average literacy rate of 74.49%, male literacy at 86.73% and female literacy at 58.05%. People in Kargil are of mixed Dard and Tibetan descent. most are Baltis. The inhabitants of Kargil were adherents of Tibetan Buddhism until the 14th–15th centuries, when Muslim missionaries began to proselytize to the local people. Today, 90% of Kargil's population are Shia Muslim, 5% Sunni and 5% Tibetan Buddhist. The architecture of older mosques in Kargil combines Tibetan and Mughal styles. Transport. An Indian national highway connecting Srinagar to Leh cuts through Kargil, as well as an airport. A famous all-weather road, the Kargil-Skardu Road, link Kargil with Skardu, a city in Gilgit-Baltistan. Since the 1948 Kashmir War, the road has been closed. Whilst the Indian government has been interested in opening the road as a humanitarian gesture, this has been refused by the Pakistani government. Gallery.